Cryforth, once home to the most wondrous kingdom the world had ever known, blasted to nothing in just a fortnight. It is here that the fiends of hell walk among us. It is here where all things die. Welcome to Cryforth. Demon invaders roam the landscape and have conquered all. The world is a ravaged and wrathful wasteland where the old world lies buried beneath the blood and sand with its gods and its secrets. Water is fought over with blood and steel. Compatible with the 5th edition of the world's oldest fantasy role-playing game, this book contains all new character creation options, including all of the familiar classes with new aspects befitting the ravaged wastelands of Cryforth, along with new backgrounds, subclasses, spells, feats, and so much more. New races will allow you to play as the Cursed Ash Elves, the Forsaken Humans, the Primordial Incarnate, the Proud Orcs, the Reptilian Suri, or the Infernal-Blooded Tieflings. New game mechanics such as blood, grit, and effort give your games an intense focus on lethality and survival. Numerous roll tables full of ideas to help bring your games to life. Featuring incredible thematic art by Brandish Gilhelm of Runehammer Games, as well as Lloyd Collins. The people of Cryforth are not heroes. In Cryforth it is courage just to survive. Will you rise to face the tide of demons, or will you succumb to the hostile elements? Available now on DriveThruRPG.com.
Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is a collection of 4 adventures for the 5th edition of the world's most popular role-playing game. The adventures are setting neutral and meant to be seamlessly dropped into any world that has a large seaside city and a jungle environment. With a bit of adaptation, the environments could be changed to suit any group. In Treaty of the Tiger King by Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, a distant king arrives at the city to negotiate the peaceful end of a war, but the mercenary guild has other insidious plans for him. Will the players be able to thwart assassination attempts against King Rami and help him negotiate circles of social intrigue in order to finally end the war? In Madness of the Majestic Menagerie by Ken Brees of Burling's Beard, the famous Majestic Menagerie draws hordes of visitors to the metropolis and cultural hub known since time immemorial as Splendor by the Sea. But now the gates of the famous zoo have been shut, and the grand opening of the new section has been jeopardized by a spate of mysterious accidents and, it's whispered, grievous injuries due to uncontrollable creatures. Mr. Majestic seeks to hire investigators and troubleshooters who can keep a low profile to iron out any problems before the impending grand opening becomes a complete disaster. Do you have what it takes to uncover what's driving the madness that's befallen the Majestic Menagerie? In The Infernal Collection by Sharm Biswas, when an influential fashion designer is found dead days before a major fashion show, heroes are called in to solve the mystery, prevent any further destruction, and help the fashion house prepare for the show. Gorillas in Their Midst by Jacob W. Norman of Mini Terrain Domain is a pulp action adventure wrought with perilous challenges and a high possibility of death. But what is adventure without danger? Of course, there is the lure of vast piles of unclaimed treasure and the accompanying fame that await those intrepid adventurers who would defy the odds and plunge into the heart of darkness. In this adventure, the characters will face raging river rapids, wicked waterfalls, poisonous plants, venomous vines, sinking sands, treacherous traps, and the vicious jungle demon itself, Awakane Gori. Grab your satchels, fedoras, and bullwhips. Adventure awaits. The Adventure Mixtape also comes with 4 original songs inspired by and written for the heroic adventures herein. This collection of music and story is something unique. We had no better word for it than mixtape. If you ever received a cassette, CD, or digital playlist curated to take you on a memorable journey, then you'll recognize what you find inside this volume. Also included in the Adventure Mixtape, courtesy of Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, are exclusive combat cards. Special cards that contain all of the items, monsters, and spellcasters found within these adventures to make running your adventure all the more easier. Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is available exclusively on DriveThruRPG.com. Hey internets, it's Jake from Miniature Rain Domain. It's Monday night at 8:30 Eastern, and you know what that means. It's time for All That Glitters, our Waterdeep Dragon Heist weekly campaign set in the, well, Waterdeep. And there's something about a dragon heist. If you're new here, or you haven't been here in a while, you might notice that I am not sitting over here in the Dungeon Master seat. That's because I am a player in this campaign. We are absolutely blessed to have Mr. Mike the Piper as our Master Lord of Waterdeep, the Dungeon Master, in this campaign. You may also notice, if you look all the way down in that far corner, that our human rogue Bevyn is in absentia tonight. But that's all right. We're gonna just roll on without him. Before I turn the reins over to the DM, because this is his game after all, I do want to point you to, it's an ever-evolving thing, the domain dice, which have slowly evolved for each stream into specialized dice. Since this is Dragon Heist, you'll notice that under Mike, down here in this little section right here, there are some dragon coins, dragons being the gold standard in Waterdeep. And we have 3 domain dragons remaining from the previous sessions. If you would like a chance to influence the campaign in any way, over on Twitch for 500 bits or a $5 donation, either on Twitch or YouTube Super Chat, you can purchase a single domain die that will allow us to increase and just be flush with gold dragons, hindering our omnipresent, omniscient DM. Otherwise, we'll make do with what we got. We can also earn them through subscription re-ups, raids, and things like that. And you can see, if you need a reminder, that's down at the scroll at the bottom of the screen. All right, I'm getting better at not rambling on for 10 minutes at the beginning of the stream. I'm going to throw it over to Mike. It's your show now.
Wow. Wow, that is very impressive. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Monday night episode of All That Glitters. You know what? I mean, I'm just saying, if you just sat back and enjoyed the show, make some popcorn, don't even worry about those bits or the domain die. You know what? It's fine. They've got really cool backup characters, maybe. I'm just, we don't know, right? And isn't that the best part about being a GM, right? Is murdering your players and see what new characters they come up with. No? Okay. Well, we can work with what we've got. We're good with that. So I'm gonna just turn it over actually to one person of one of the group. Whoever wants to do the recap from last episode will win not death or a point of inspiration, whichever one comes first.
Did you say not death was one of the things?
What? No. Come on.
I meant the backseat. I've got 9 lives.
7. But anyway, so who would like to do the recap?
I can do it.
Oh yes.
Maybe.
All right.
Okay.
You got this, Anna. You got this.
So we got everything figured out for Troll Skull Manor. Everything was set. All the paperwork was passed over, and we decided to go there. And everyone's going in. It's fine till Anna goes in. She freaks out and runs away. Meanwhile, and while she's gone doing her own thing, the rest of the party is introduced to the ever lovely bureaucratic system of guilds. And basically halfway threatened that they need to work with guilds or else. And they were just planning out what we're going to do with the Troll Skull Manor. Anna met a armorer who at first was fine, and they were talking about possibly getting a deal for some nails, and then she flipped them off, as Annas are wont to do, and she also pickpocketed someone, and then Kiara went to go to the temple. She was disguised as an old lady, hoping that would be very discreet, but it was not. She was mistaken for someone's grandmother, and so she went in, and it was very different than what you would expect from a normal temple. And there was an old lady there who we'd met in the tavern, and she said something about having to something about souls, I believe, and having to return them or something like that. Something very ominous and scary.
That's very true. And you know what? That's actually pretty good. And I'll tell you what, you definitely gain 1 point of inspiration. If you can answer me this bonus question, who is, and I mean, you can metagame this. I know you weren't there, but you can metagame this. Who is the guild master of the Fellowship of Innkeepers? What is this person's name for a second point of inspiration? I hear the rustling of paper.
I believe I might have written it. Hopefully.
Check the chat. Chat. Oh, sorry, I got something in my throat. It's a hairball.
Fair kettle?
Far kettle. Fair kettle. I can't even read it.
You know what? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. His name is Broxley with an O, not Brixley.
I said Broxley. I typed it wrong. I said I meant Broxley. I thought it was Broxley.
Yeah, it's with an O. Broxley Fairkettle, and he is the uber mutton chopped little halfling guild master of the Guild of Innkeepers. Which, hey, audience, just gonna throw it out there really quick. We're playing with a guild master too. She's right there. Not even joking. Whoops. Wait, I gotta no. Is it how am I even is it even doing it anymore? I don't even, Congratulations on being guild master of the is it Guild of Crafters?
It's a tabletop crafters guild. I was brought into the guild masters, so I'm now one of the 5.
Yes. The Crafting Muse's icon now adorns the header of the Tabletop Crafters Guild.
Yeah, congratulations. It is well deserved because you're awesome. And if no one in chat is subscribed to the Crafting Muse, for God's sakes, go do it. We'll wait. We're not going to really wait, but we'll just let you think that we're waiting. All right. Totally. Well, you can open multiple windows. I hear that's a big thing for computers now.
Yeah,
so,
you can do that. It's a thing.
If there are no questions between you 3 fine people, we're going to get right into it. No? Okay. Let's get into session 5 of All That Glitters. Kiara, as your eyes flutter open and your vision begins to adjust to this beautiful ornate fireplace you remember leaving some time ago, your head seems like it's in a fog. It's the room seems a little bit dizzy, and this like sounds seem like you're kind of caught in a tunnel, and you can barely make out this chirping sound like a bird that has been caught in the room or something. You can hear it, and it's around, and you can just barely make out as you kind of wipe the sleep from your eyes. There's a small folded paper bird that is sitting on your fireplace mantle.
I'm assuming I probably fell asleep on the bed, so I'm going to sit up carefully, since I'm still a little foggy, and walk over to the fireplace, because we were told to expect a bird from Renair. So, seeing our lovely little friend, I'm going to pick it up and look it over. Is this something I would need to unfold, or are we talking like Harry Potter howler type thing?
Well, as you reach over and pick it up, it actually begins to unfold itself. Its wings kind of shudder, and then the whole thing just unfolds into a small note. And what you thought might be from Renair actually isn't. The note opens up, and would you tell Anna or Bevyn about this note?
No, I would not. Not until I've spoken to Six.
Megan?
You got to shut your ears off, dear.
Sorry, kiddo. I'll do this when it's time for you to come back.
Or we could just tell her in the chat.
Oh, well, yeah, if you want to do it the boring way. So the note reads as follows. Renair tells us you're a good bet. He bought you tickets to the opera tonight at the Lightsinger Theatre in the Castle Ward. Meet Mert at the intermission in private box C. Formal dress is required. And right below it, you see looks to be a musical instrument. Given your expertise in courtly things and probably music, you notice that it appears to be a harp.
I'm going to shout up into the turret space, because I'm in that bedroom that has the turret kind of attached to it, correct?
Yep, it is.
And see if Six has maybe made his way back up there, since he was so fond of staying up there first.
Is it the next morning?
No, it is literally like you saw her leave to go to the temple, and then she just woke up in bed after being at the temple for like 2 minutes.
Okay, so then yes, I'm probably still up there, sitting in the window as I believe it was late in the afternoon by this point. So yeah, I'm absolutely up there still.
Okay.
Six, are you up there? Are you awake?
Yes, of course I am awake.
Seems we both had a bit of a cat nap then.
I see what you did there.
Well, can you blame me? But our little birdie has arrived.
I involuntarily lick my lips at the mention of a little birdie.
Not the feather kind.
Ah, yes. Rainier told us to be on the lookout for such a thing, yes?
He did, and we did get the bird, but it isn't from Renair himself. It's from someone else. And how would you feel about going to the opera tonight?
Oh, entertainment.
Yes. We need to meet someone named Mert. He's in, or they, I don't know if it's a he or she, quite frankly, from the wording, but we're supposed to meet them in the private box C at intermission. Catches, you and I need to make sure that we're properly attired.
I don't see what is wrong with what I am wearing.
Well, my darling friend, as dashing as you always look, I'm afraid we need to up the ante a little bit and look a bit more formal.
Well, between Mert, is it, wanting us at the opera, and Fair Kettle and all of his guilds, all of this money that we have found so far, that we have so honestly come across, is going to dwindle very rapidly.
Yes, it's going out much faster than it's coming in, it is. But
this opera is tonight, you say?
It's tonight, and it could be something that may help lead to more cash in pocket for us, perhaps.
Well, perhaps we should see about attending to a haberdashery.
Agreed. Maybe a little bit of shopping
Or
is in order.
boutique. I believe a haberdashery actually is men's clothing.
Actually, technically, a haberdashery is someone who generally sells hats and other things. But you could get a great hat.
Put your feather in it.
But for what you know, you do know that there is there's a tapestry and drapery business near to you, and if you went down Cerdown Street to the high road, right on the corner of the high road and Vondel Street, you're going to see a Sarsantir's Tapestries and Draperies, and there's a little tailor shop attached to it.
Oh, I see it.
So you can make your way there, and it's like a 8-minute walk or something to that effect.
Okay. And as we're walking, I'm just going to let him look at the note and just with my finger point to the musical instrument at the bottom. That's especially the noteworthy part to keep in mind, my dear friend.
Would this symbol be anything I would be familiar with? Other than the fact it's a harp. As a bard traveling with the entertainer background.
Roll, I'll tell you what, roll me
Shy?
I'm going to throw it out there and say maybe a general intelligence check.
Oh, that is my strong suit. Not. Well, with a 2 on the die, that is a 1.
Fair.
I believe this is called a harp, is it not?
Yes, it is definitely a harp.
Wonderful.
Yep, and that's about it.
Just as a reminder, don't forget Megan's headphones out.
Yep, and I think you guys are good now, probably as far as discussing it.
Come out and play.
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah, you're good now. Yeah, you're good. You're good. And also, just a really quick reminder, you also received a note from an individual by the name of Gillester Silvermane, who had asked to see you in the Yawning Portal at some point. There was no definitive, time that you had to be there, but he would like to speak to all of you.
Yes, I have a note of such effect. So I imagine that. Well, first of all, Anna, did you ever come back to the house?
Yep. She came back and she was very rude to the guy delivering the letter.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I imagine at this point is when Kiara and I come downstairs. Well, actually, we don't have to pass through the tavern, so you might not notice that we're leaving.
Well, actually, as you guys come down from the area and kind of go to get ready, you see Bevyn walking out of the study, and he kind of looks at the two of you really quick, and he says, "Is this for you?" And he has a small another paper bird. And he hands it to you.
Ah, yes.
Yes, I've been hiding them on him so we could play fetch.
And who would take it?
I'd let Six take it.
I would take it.
And as you hold it in your hand, the bird ruffles its feathers and kind of unfolds itself, and you see 4 tickets to the opera, to the Lightsinger Theater.
Well, it appears that we may not be the only ones that need to up our fine hosiery.
Who wants to tell Anna that she's going to have to play dress up?
Oh, please let me.
By all means, and much luck to you on this one, for I'm not sure if she's going to appreciate having to put on some finery.
I will go tell her immediately. You bring Bevyn up to speed.
All right.
Bevyn stops you for a moment before you're about to say anything. He says, it's all right by me. I need to go into the city. I've got a few things to take care of, but you enjoy. Opera's never been my thing anyway, so you have a good time, and maybe I'll be back with some news.
Just be careful, all right?
It's me. And he turns around and he kind of walks up, kind of pulls his cloak over his head and kind of like pulls his collar up to kind of like hide his face, and he kind of walks out the door and into the street.
So I will go off in search of Anna. Last I saw her, I believe she was in the tavern itself. Or were you in the house proper?
She was always in the house proper.
Oh, that's right.
You would hear the sound of a thud against the door, a door that's closed. And then a few seconds later, another thud.
Let's see. We were on... What floor are we on? We were on the 3rd floor. Okay. So what... Are you on... is that above us? Below us? I don't remember what room you were taking.
So the second floor is basically the first level of the home portion, right, like the actual house portion. The first floor obviously is the tavern. If you went up the stairs on the 3rd floor, you see there's kind of like a second set of stairs by the privy that leads up to the attic bedroom and attic storage. That's that would be the top area. Yeah. Now, Kiara's bedroom is the bedroom that is L-shaped right by the turret. And she had walked up to the turret to see you, and then you guys came back down, and it's, of course, this part is up to you whether or not you went downstairs into the common area or not. But as you guys kind of left Kiara's bedroom, that's when Bevyn came out of the library and study to speak to you guys, and then he went downstairs to leave.
I think Kiara is the only one that's actually cleaned the bedroom yet, so...
I think Anna would totally be in the attic bedroom, the very top.
Okay.
I will cautiously and quietly sneak up the stairs toward the door at the top of the stairs.
All right, make a stealth roll. And Anna, make a perception check.
Let's see. That is a dirty 20.
I got a 19.
Okay, you don't.
I'm so quiet.
You don't hear his cat-like reflexes going up the stairs.
I listen at the door.
You hear a thud. Silence again. And the thud is coming like right against the door. And then silence. And then another thud.
Is it perchance accompanied by a krrrr sound? I'm listening. To me, it sounds like something's being thrown against the door.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it like the gentle repose of daggers?
Oh, snap. I'm going to throw another dragon, much to your chagrin, as Scraticus has, I believe for the 3rd week in a row, has rated us with a...
Hey!
phenomenal 17 people. So thank you, welcome party,
Welcome.
and Scraticus and
Get
whoever's
those
here.
raiders.
So I'm going to second guess surprise, since I hear daggers against the door, and uncharacteristically, I'm going to. Anna, is that you in there?
No, it's the king. He's come for a visit.
Sarcasm, it does not suit you so well. May I come in?
Yeah, and you hear this like kind of a bit of a scrabble, but she doesn't open the door.
I will open the door.
All right. So as you walk in, what does he see, Anna?
Anna's standing there holding these very fine knives that would never be very good daggers, or for anything close quarters. They look like they're specially made for throwing. And she's holding a couple of them in her hand, and she kind of smiles at you, Six.
You know, Anna, I once performed where these gentlemen, he was a halfling, he had a young halfling woman, I believe it was his wife, on a wooden wheel, and they would turn the wheel around. He had knives very much like this. And as the wheel would spin around, he would throw the daggers. And he would hit her one in the wood here, and one in the wood here, and one here, and one here, and all around her. They were a very wonderful act, and I loved having them open for me. It was very tragic what happened to them, though. And they had to stop performing.
Did she die?
Oh no, she castrated him. He was sleeping with one of the clowns in the act. The act was perfectly safe. His other performances were not. So, I see you have chosen this lofty bedroom to be your own.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, sure. You don't mind all the stairs you have to walk up to get to the top. And every time you want to go out somewhere, everybody hears you clumping down the stairs, then down to the next floor, and then down to the next floor. But I suppose that doesn't bother you.
It'll keep me fit. And she kind of looks down.
So, I have come to bring you some wonderful news. We have been invited to a very special engagement tonight. How do you feel about the opera?
She kind of closes her eyes, has this pained expression on them. Very good places to steal from people. They ain't as, they got a few drinks, they listen to some music, and they put their guard down.
You've never been to the opera, have you?
What makes you say that?
Six starts grinning broadly. Well, in order for you to attend this opera with us, we will have to go shopping.
She's going to throw a knife at him. She wants to miss.
All right. All right.
Oh, how I wish I was a monk.
Roll an attack. And what's your AC?
A 14.
Roll lower than a 14.
Rolled a 9.
Oh, thank God.
All right. And you just feel the wind, Six, as this Yep.
Oh, I haven't even gotten to the best part. We're going to have to buy you a most wonderful dress.
And now you are aiming for him.
Yeah.
At this point, would I have heard the dagger like flying through the door and out into the hallway?
Make me a perception check.
Okay. That's going to be an 18.
You know what? Yes.
Okay,
You would have heard it actually sink into the wall behind, into the hallway, just and even from downstairs, you can hear it. So
I'm going to shout up the stairs. So I suppose you've heard the news then?
There is no way you are getting me into one of those hoity-toity dresses that I couldn't even move in them even if I wanted to. Absolutely not. That is out of the question. I would rather lick a pig.
What about a page boy, darling?
What?
Page boy. Nice pair of breeches, some stockings maybe, a nice doublet.
Well, that's absolutely no fun whatsoever, Kiara. I was not going to tell her that was an option.
Do you really think you were going to get her into a dress?
It was worth a
I can
shot.
only use my luck so far, and I don't think we're going to have much luck with Anna wanting to put on petticoat after petticoat with a corset and stiff fabric and taffeta. And she's looking at Anna and she's just like, no, it's not going to go over very well at all whatsoever.
I have an idea, Six. Why don't you wear the dress? I think you'd look beautiful.
It would not be the first time. I used to perform with these gentlemen who had a comedy act. I think his name was Flip Wilson or something like that. He was always dressing in drag. It was a wonderful show. It's not quite my bag, but if the situation calls for it, I will absolutely put on petticoat after petticoat, and I will be the most lovely tabaxi in the room.
Then once we get the proper licensing, I say you can have fun with that at the tavern. Because that actually sounds like a good draw.
You just see this look come over to Six's face like, wait, what did I just agree to?
I'm going to wink at Anna as like a way of like, okay, he's distracted now.
Well,
Dance of the Seven Swords. That's what you just agreed to.
Isn't that the veils?
It is, but you know we gotta switch it up now because he does a sword dance. So you'd be like a whirling dervish, but you know with a corset.
Ooh.
is there a RuPaul in Waterdeep?
There's everything in Waterdeep. Why not?
Yeah, this is the City of Splendors. Everything is in. Yeah, absolutely everything.
Well,
Except of course no cell phones. You know.
well,
Can I be one of your, I don't know, servant boys or something like that?
I was actually hoping that you would help to keep an eye. I'm hoping to see if we can rendezvous with somebody there, but it would help if we have somebody watching our back. I do have another idea. Kiara, come here a moment.
Yes, what is it?
I think, since Bevyn has excused himself, we should see if somebody like perhaps, I don't know, Volotam Gedarm would like to accompany us as Anna's date. Pew! And then I shoot down the stairs behind Kiara.
No. Oh, God, when he gets an idea in his head.
Why are we going to this opera?
You might say that Six and I have been summoned to come and meet with someone in particular. It might actually be a good source of getting some extra income because I don't know about you, but I'm noticing that there are going to be funds going out the door far faster than we're starting to bring them in at the moment. Now, I know you have your own means and resources, and my darling, you are quite good at it, I will say. However, I'd rather not run the risk of losing you to the city guard and having to spend more money than what we're making at this time.
All right, fine.
I promise no dress.
Good. And she kind of walks down the hall. She unwedges the throwing knife from the opposite wall. Can we bring weapons?
If you can hide them under your doublet, I don't see why not.
Ah, there we go. Fantastic.
All right. So you guys head down. You make your way down. You lock the door. I mean, that's kind of a given. And I assume. And you walk down Ceridon Street. You pass by the furniture wood shop that you've seen before 6. The half elf is still working on a piece of wood that's getting ready to be, I guess, turned into a table leg. He's got a lathe. He's got a setup on a lathe. You can tell he's a wood elf. He's definitely seems like he's had a hard life. Like, I guess in the even though it's kind of a bit cool, he's taken off his shirt. It's because you definitely tell he's been working extremely hard. He's just pushing this lathe and planing this piece of wood. He stops and he for a second, and he kind of looks at the two of you, and his body, his shoulders, his arms, everything just is covered with like wood shavings and stuff. And and a good afternoon to you three. Are you the new owners of Trollskull Manor?
Yes, we all have just arrived, and we're taking tally of the many things it looks like we may have to take on before getting it ready for business, one might say.
Well, I can well imagine.
You seem to have quite a good business here, though.
I like to think so. As you can see by the sign above me, and he kind of points up to a sign, and it's basically just a plain wooden sign, no name, but with this huge spike that looks like a nail that's kind of bent in. I run this place. It's the bent nail. And you can tell he's brushing himself off, but he's actually not looking at you, Kiara. He's actually looking at you, Anna. We make I make furniture and shields. If you use shields, or what else do we have? Sculptures, and he kind of has like a few bits of sculptures, and what it looks like is he's taken the natural like look of the wood, but on one side has like made different carvings of nature. So it looks like it's an organic part of the like small like log or branches or something to that effect. Bows. I do carry bows. Unfortunately, I don't have any arrows. Not a Fletcher. But if you need anything, this is my shop.
You haven't by any chance done work for the tavern before, have you?
Oh, for Liv. Yeah.
Did you get that lovely mantle?
Oh. Wait. What, you mean the mantle in the tavern? No.
No, up in one of the bedrooms.
Oh, actually, I've never actually been in the home part of it, but I made most of the furniture in the tavern. Well, what's left of it. I also did the bar top and a few of the cupboards and things like that are still in there. I did make a couple of divans. Don't know if you've seen them. Yeah, right. Yeah, that was me.
So you are the one that would probably be best for my friend Anna and I to come to, should we need any perhaps repairs or replacements?
You can come to me anytime for furniture or bows or shields. But I already said that. If you need anything, So are you still calling it Trollskull Manor?
Oh no, that's a little bit too dark and gloomy. We've decided to go with a rather charming name. Anna, do you recall what we decided upon?
Anna was there when they decided on the name.
No, actually.
Yeah.
Six, darling.
Oh, I see you do remember that I am standing.
Of course I remembered. I was just letting the young gentleman get some word in edgewise.
That is the third time you have made a slight against me.
It's not a slight, it's just time is of the essence, my friend.
I forget what I was going to say. Oh,
The name.
the name of the inn. Yes, it is not the Troll Skull. The Troll Skull, whatever it was, it is Nobody's Inn.
Oh, right. Okay, it's like a pun. Okay, that's clever. That is. Anyway, I'm Tally Sol Savannah, Fellbranch, Tally, to you. I tell you what, if you wouldn't mind, maybe we could work something out. If you'd like, I can help make some furniture for you, or you know, something. If you know, or you know, I could do some fixing.
Do you think it'd be possible maybe at some point coming over at one point and just take a look over things and let my friends and I know what is salvageable and what might need some work?
Oh yeah. I can do that. Sure. I mean, I can let you know a price. At least depending on how you want to furnish out the Nobody's Inn.
That would be much appreciated. We're a wee bit busy today, but maybe a little bit later on this week, perhaps.
Yeah, I'd like that. Sure. And if you need anything, and again, once again, Anna, he's just looking at you. If you need anything, I'm right here. So I have to go back to this leg.
I'm just gonna get like a knowing smile on my face, seeing what's happening.
It was nice to meet you, Tally.
And first time he actually looks at you. Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you, Master Tabaxi. And you, Mistress.
I'm Kiara. That's 6, and of course that's Anna.
Yeah. Right. Well. Okay. Bye. And he kind of goes back in really awkwardly and goes back to planing. So yeah.
Well, Anna, I assume as we continue walking towards this place, it appears that whenever our furniture friend here comes to make an assessment of the tavern, you absolutely should be present.
Why?
My dear girl, you're attracting the attention of more than you realize.
What? Him? And she
Very
looked
much
back at him
him.
with the most disgusted face.
I'm not saying you have to entertain him, my darling. I would never force someone into a situation like that. But your mere presence might help us with funds. At least having him charge a little bit less on his end towards us.
All right, but I'm not batting my eyes.
I am not asking you to do any of the feminine wiles. Quite frankly, with the way he was so taken with you, I think all you need to do is just sit in a corner and glare.
All right, I will not try to
No
steal from
stabbing him.
or stab him. That's all I can promise.
I'll take it.
Fine.
I would have tried to put the charm on him myself, but he clearly had eyes just for you.
Ugh.
As you guys make your way down Cerdun Street, you eventually look across the road and you see the telltale thimble and needle symbol denoting the the tailor, who is I have to remember the name because it's Sarsantir's Tapestries and Draperies. You see, it seems like a very nice looking glass front shop. You see quite a few wooden mannequins holding basically holding up like very large billowy dresses and quite a few very upscale looking suits and doublets, quite a few corsets and so on and so forth.
I told you would have no problem finding a dress, Anna.
Or something else if you prefer.
Well, I'll tell you what. You dress however you want to dress. Just make it nice. And I kind of, before we kind of, I guess as we're kind of near entering, I just lean in close to them. I still have not had a chance to divvy up our funds between all of us. But we have just over 1,000 gold pieces in our party fund, we'll call it.
Well, don't let them know that, because
this is not the first time I've done business. I just want you to know that.
Right.
So you don't find something that you want to wear that's 1,000 gold pieces.
Well,
not that you're not worth 1,000 dragons, Kiara.
Yes, but I'd much rather not spend that much on myself or all of us put together if possible.
Well, it would mean we would have to just wear what we had. And that would be fine with me. She's kind of looking around.
I feel as though Sarsantir will not allow this.
I don't think it would work out that way, unfortunately. We are going to need to go in looking far better than how we look now. Within reason.
Well, let us see what they have to offer. And I head on inside.
All right. As you go inside, the bell, like a bell, just gently rings. Thank you. You see an individual walk out. It's very, very short gnome, impeccably dressed, with what looks to be like a bandolier of pencils and different chalks and everything. But he's like, it's worn around his head, so it's like all over. You see him with these like very, very, very tiny glasses, but the glasses themselves also have like little other spectacles, kind of in a bit of a circle. So at one time he can just flip them down and suddenly they can magnify for him. He comes in. Oh, yes. May I help you?
Yes, hi. We're actually looking for some formal wear for the opera tonight, if possible, and was curious to take a look at your pret-a-porter.
Oh, yes, of course. Right, well, menswear, or at least those who wish a more panted suit, can go there, and anyone who wishes to be dressed in more sweeping and flowing draperies can go right there. Oh, silly question off the top of my head. Are any of you interested in purchasing an actual tapestry today?
Not at the moment, but that might be...
Wonderful. And he just cuts you right off. Yes, you can go on your bloody break now. Yes, right. So if both of you can find out what you like, and I shall be right here. And he kind of goes around the corner, and you see him like kind of... And he kind of climbs up onto a very tall stool and then sits down and has like a very small, thin clay pipe, and he kind of lights it, and he's just smoking and just watching you.
All right. I will begin
as you guys
looking.
Okay, so as you guys begin to look in the different areas, and I assume that you probably are looking into the more pant or pair of breeches and a doublet. You eventually find what you are looking for. He, as you talk to the gnome, he mentions that he can get it done basically while you wait, and just wonders, like, yeah. So he does mention that if you want to wear it out of the shop, that you can't return it, and typical retail sales. But as you find a dress, Kiara, I assume you're going to be wearing a nice flowing dress, I assume.
Yeah, but it's going to be surprisingly more simple and not as ornate.
Okay. And as he kind of goes to you, you see there's like a pair of scissors, and the pencils begin to like kind of float off of his head, and he begins to like very quickly make alterations to look to how it is. It almost looks like machinery. You see the scissors just flashing through the air, cutting up what is needed. Needles and threads are beginning to like sew themselves up and sew it in, and you find yourself in a very simple yet very elegant. It's not ostentatious, it's demure almost. And he looks, he goes, "And how is this?"
It's actually quite perfect. You haven't lost your touch at all.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We met before.
Oh, a long time ago. I've been away for a bit, so I don't expect you to remember, but I do remember your quality work and how wonderful those garments were that I used to have.
Oh, thank you very much. And that'll be 3 gold. There's a change room over there if you wish to get changed. Would you like it wrapped up in a box, or were you just going to just roll it up? I don't know.
What time of day is it right now?
I'd say it's around about 4 or 5 o'clock. The tickets for the opera, the tickets say 7, so you got about 3 hours.
We wanted to try and get to Volo at the tavern, right? The yachting portal.
You want to meet? I know that was something.
I had suggested that we might invite Volo for the 4th ticket.
All right, 6, darling. Did you still want to try and get our friend Volo to come with us?
Well, that was more of a jest for the sake of Anna, but I don't know.
Well, maybe perhaps our friend Renee might be another compromise as opposed to Volo, as he does seem to draw attention to himself with ease.
I would say that perhaps Renee would be a bit more accustomed.
Agreed. And we were
opera.
given 4 tickets. We need to show with 4 is my feeling.
Yes, perhaps we can find her in there.
Anna, would you be at all in objection to Renee joining us?
No, seemed like an okay bloke.
All right, then let's try to see if we can convince our friend Renee to come. I will get dressed in that case, but it's going to take me slightly a bit longer, and just so as we don't lose out on time when going to and from and all around. You don't by any chance happen to have some simple velvet ribbon, have you?
He just turns around and kind of goes in behind. How much?
Enough for a choker.
Oh, and he kind of looks at you, and you just see him pull out this, like, it almost, the pattern of this like kind of deep, rich violet ribbon is just, it's just like lush. It almost looks like vair. It is like such a deep, rich, vibrant color. Yes. Cuts it, and he hands it to you. No charge for a returning customer. And he still kind of looks kind of like, is she? That's all right. And then he goes to work on the 2 of you. Same thing, scissors. The basically this whirlwind of basically tailoring while you're still in the clothing, and you both come up with something quite nice. Anna, while the others had mentioned a page outfit, you actually end up finding this really nice kind of a suit, but it seems like a suit that is, one, like from a design standpoint, it is quite like really, really nice. But from your standpoint, it's easy to move around in. So you can see the practicality of it. Like you could easily, reach all the way over with your shoulder and throw a dagger without too much hassle. The only thing is, though, is that, and do keep in mind, while you're dressed the way you are, you're not in your armor. So just make sure that you adjust your AC accordingly. Not that nothing's going to happen. And then, of course, with U6, again, he finds something that is incredibly ostentatious.
I imagine crushed blue velvet pantaloons, jacket with tails, gold embroidered vest.
So white, you look like that Elvis painting.
White shirt and one of those with whatever the same ribbon that Kiara had for her choker. I have one of those sort of Mark Twain style Southern ties. It's kind of like a bow,
like a bolo tie,
sort of, but it's a little more.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of that because I live in Canada and not in the southern states. So, but I know exactly what you mean.
And despite having to remove my armor, I will, for the time being, still wear my sword belt.
Okay. The gnome looks at you as he's finishes with you last. He says, "Are you sure you're happy with this?"
I must say that I am quite pleased with my choices, but
okay,
I would inquire, what would you change?
No. It's fine. This is customer always comes first, and if this is what you would like to be, this is what you would like to be dressed in, that's perfectly fine. And I hope you have a wonderful time. Excuse me. And he begins walking back, and he opens up the curtains and, "Well, you took your time in your break." Slams the curtains back, and you guys are both done.
How much for our clothes?
So for you two, it was it's 4 gold each.
Anna would look at 6. It's very you.
I refuse to see that as anything but a compliment.
At this point, I'm going to come out of the changing room, and what I've gone with is a green dress, but it almost seems to shift to navy, depending on the light. And it just has a wide square neckline and a somewhat full skirt, but one where I can still move around more easily, just in case we need to move faster. But I'm going to take one look at 6, and you've fallen right back into your old style, I see.
I don't understand why everybody has a problem with the way I am dressed.
It's your signature. No, it's your signature. Who else would you be if you didn't dress like this?
I refuse to see that as anything but a compliment.
It is a compliment. You look quite colorful and engaging.
Mine wasn't, just so you know.
I wasn't expecting you to go colorful, my dear.
But you cannot control how I take it. Shall we go find Rainier?
Yes, probably in our best interest, because time is passing.
And how do we do that?
Well, that's a good question. Perhaps we should head to the yawning portal just in case, since it seems to be one of his more favorite locations.
Did he tell us at all where we could find him?
I'm sorry?
Rainier?
Did Rainier tell us at all where we'd be able to find him?
I mean, generally, the yawning portal is a good place to check out. I mean, it's kind of like the kitschy place to be.
I'm just saying, the last time we were there, it was quite a ruckus.
Yes, well, hopefully we won't run into that situation again. Did we square everything away with the proprietor?
The gnome, yeah, you paid him.
Yeah,
you guys are good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my hand on the countertop and just shout back to him, "Best of luck to you in your ventures. Thank you again for your help. May Timora bless your business, yes, sir."
Is there anything small in the store? like little accessory or something?
Any baubles worth anything would be behind the counter in a glass.
Yeah, I don't think nothing of value, but just something small.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay. 17.
You find a thimble.
She would take it.
Anna,
Are you a serious klepto? Is Anna a real kleptomaniac? Like, is there, she needs to talk to someone, or is?
Do I see her doing this?
All right. Make me a sleight of hand check, Anna, and then make me a perception check, Kiara.
I got a 4.
I got a 20.
Yep. Well, you definitely see her do it, and I think to me, and you might, if you want to say otherwise, Anna, I think it almost seems like it's an unconscious reaction. So maybe it's not you're not trying. It's just something like, that's there. I'm going to grab that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anna, darling, perhaps this time just put it back.
Well, it's just
I know, but if we have to do any business with him, best to leave things on good terms and not petty arguments over a thimble.
What is he going to say? Hey, you guys stole my thimble. Fine. And she puts
Sometimes it's the smallest thing that can make the biggest impact.
Fine. She just kind of puts it back.
Damn it. All right. Okay. That's too bad because, oh boy, that was going to be fun. As you put the thimble back, you guys leave the store. As you walk down to the yawning portal, and you want to pop on your interactive map, you basically, as you're walking down, you kind of see, much like any large metropolis, there are transportation services available. You do see a few like small carriages riding by, and you see that a lot of these carriages have like what looks to be like a swinging arm, and it has a blue pennant. Some have blue pennants, some have red pennants, some have yellow pennants, and they're all different colors, like kind of riding through. And you notice that some people kind of are waving them down, just like a taxi, and hopping in and paying them however and going on their way. So this is just me letting you know you can totally walk to the yawning portal. It's not exceptionally far, but if you want to take a small carriage, you most certainly can, just to let you guys know that. So would you like to take a carriage? If you do take, if you were to walk from
like the 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Well,
perhaps it would not be such a bad idea to take a carriage.
I'm in agreement with you on this one, considering the time and the garb and what we need to get done before a certain time.
Where do we know where the opera hall is in relation to the yawning portal?
You might not. However, asking around, especially in the yawning portal, you would kind of get an idea as to where it is. If you need help finding it, if you see where the on the blue dot just below the market that says the Great Drunkard, you're going to see a purple dot that's covering up part of that word. That is the Lightsinger Theater.
I see it. Okay.
So if you were to take a carriage, yeah, it'll drastically cut your time probably down to about 15 minutes from 40.
And how much is a carriage?
Thinking about it, it would probably cost you probably about 1 silver for a decent carriage. Going all the way down. Yeah.
Excellent. 1 silver piece to go all the way down.
Don't.
I just said your words. I just said your words.
I know, and I'm regretting it instantly. Damn it.
All the way down to the yawning portal. Let's go.
I hate you so much right now.
This is how I pay Mike back for all the fourth wall breaking and
That's
jolt.
fair. That's fair. I deserve every moment of it, but still, it doesn't make the sting any sweeter.
Or does it?
Okay, maybe. Maybe. Damn you. Anyway, so as you hop in, as you ride in, he takes she, takes the high road straight down, and then as it curves to the left a bit, she'll ride down to Soothsayer's Way and then come in through the back way to the awning portal. And as she pulls up her carriage, she hops down, opens the door for you, kind of in a half bow, and you're right, like looking out the carriage. You see the yawning portal.
Might you be able to stay for just a moment? We shouldn't take too long at all, my dear.
So, yeah, can we hold our cab?
She kind of hems and haws a bit. Look, it's not that I don't want to wait. There's a lot of other people that need a carriage.
We're also heading to the opera right after this.
All right, tell you what. And you kind of, if you were to pay a small holding fee, then perhaps, let's say, don't know, 2 shards, then I'll wait here, I'll pick you up, and I'll drop you off at the Light Singer Theatre.
I would not hesitate to withdraw 2 silver shards.
Well then, you have rented yourself a carriage. Please don't be too long, yeah?
No, it won't be long at all. And your name, my dear?
Gwen.
Gwen, thank you.
And
I'm sure you are going to find yourself quite in need soon.
All right then, mistress. Your tavern awaits. And she sits back on, and she kind of just moves it out of the way, so it's just out of foot traffic and everything else. As you guys walk into the tavern, you open the door. You see quite a few figures. Most of the figures that you recognize from the beginning of this campaign. You do see a couple of other people though that you're just picking up on now. You see one individual who is kind of a tall, even though he's seated, tall individual wearing looks to be full plate. He's sitting down, like shock hair, white, pulled back into a tight bun. He's having a seat and drinking a pint, and he kind of like looks at you for a moment, and he nods his head at the 3 of you. You also see an individual, or actually a group of individuals, wearing black leather armor. 2 of them are wearing what looks to be black chainmail, and a couple others are just in black leathers. You do see one that you have noticed. You can see the flying snake tattoo on the side of his neck, and they're drinking. Yeah, that's and again many other patrons. If you want to see if you can find Renair, you're going to have to make a bit of an investigation check as you're actually looking for. Wow, that was quick.
22.
22. Nice.
You said an investigation?
Correct.
5.
Oh, well, then the 5 has it. Anna, with your roll, yeah.
So you're at the yawning portal. You know that.
Yes. You understand that you're in the castle ward. You see Renair sitting down with Floon and Volo, and they're all having a drink and they're just having a talk. Before you, like, as you make your way to the three at the table, the young fellow with the in the full plate armor kind of stands up and blocks your way, and he looks at you and says, I have met you before. What's your name?
He's talking to me, Anna?
He's talking to you.
No, don't think so. Excuse me. She tries to just get out of his move.
Yeah, and he kind of follows you. My name is Gelesta Silvermane. Does that name sound familiar to you?
You're the guy with the note, with the really rude messenger.
Right, well, that's not exactly... Look, city guardsmen, they're not messengers, and they don't like to be messengers, but sometimes we need to use them as messengers, and it's an unpleasant job, but they get over it very quickly.
I'm sure they do. Well, I'm sorry. I know you sent the note. Fine. We're a bit busy, though. Can we come back? She's looking for Kiara.
I'm going to be walking up behind her now that I see her looking for me. Is everything all right here, Anna?
So, this is a guy that gave us the note.
Yes, your messenger this afternoon.
Yes, I'm Sir Gelesta Silvermane.
Was this something pressing, or perhaps maybe we could converse back at the Nobody's Inn? For unfortunately, at this point, we're a little bit pushed for time ourselves, but I do want to be able to have a conversation with you.
All right. May I ask where you're going or who you are seeing?
Well, we've been gifted with some tickets to the opera, and seeing as it's been a while since I've been, I thought it'd be rather nice for us to be able to use these tickets, and the tickets are only for tonight.
He looks at you. I see. Well, yes, of course. Here. And he pulls out of his satchel a paper bird. Here. This is a blank paper bird. When you wish to use it, simply hold on to it, squeeze here. It'll unfold itself, write your note, send it to me. And I would be interested in speaking to you about an offer.
Of course.
Good.
I appreciate your reaching out to us, and I promise you I will contact you as soon as we possibly can.
I thank you.
I'm going to tuck the bird down into the one side of my corset type of thing to keep it safe.
And he goes and sits down and continues to have his beer. As you guys make your way over, you see Floon and Renair and Volo talking, and as soon as they see you, they stop and Floon kind of waves in his kind of silly, dopey, good-looking way, all good-looking and dopey. And Volo, he oh, hello, friends. It's very good to see you again. I'm absolutely astounded at the fortunate fortitude that we all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been in my cups a bit. Renair, you have more sense than all of us. And he just goes and he goes to drinking. Renair stands up. It is my saviors. It is a pleasure to meet you again. How may I help you?
Have you any plans this evening?
Mistress Kiara, it's very forward of you.
Well, I don't like to mince words.
Clearly. Other than keeping these two vagabonds out of trouble, what was it that you had in mind?
Well, perhaps you can have the night off from keeping tabs on these two and escort me to the opera with my friends.
And you see the smile kind of drop from his face. I'm sorry, Mistress Kiara. This is something that I can show you the direction of, but I cannot lead you. This is something that you must do on your own. I'm sorry. And just for a moment, you see any mirth that he had, it really drops, and just look a very very, very serious look on his face.
Why, you don't like the music? Me neither, but they're forcing me to go.
No. It's and it's really not that bad. Actually, it's an opera about the attack a few years ago on Waterdeep by dragons. It's the Tyranny of Dragons, I think it's called, but it's sung entirely in Giant, so you're not going to understand it, even if you wanted to anyway. It's pretentious, but nobles seem to like it, or at least they want to pretend to like it, so people think that they're intelligent. I don't know. I don't really understand opera. I think there's only one person here that really does. It's that lovely, fiery, red-headed maiden that is sitting in the corner. But anyway, that's besides the point. And so he says, "I am terribly sorry, Kiara, but I must say that I cannot attend this evening. I apologize."
No apology necessary. All have limitations of where we need to draw the line.
Of course. I wish you good journey and try to stay awake. Also, is that what Six is wearing to the opera?
Yes, but Six, he likes to draw attention to himself, and best to let him do his fashion as he chooses.
No. That's fair. That's fair. But that is what he's wearing to the opera.
That is what he's wearing to the opera.
Right. Okay. No. Okay. You look absolutely dashing, Master Tabaxi, and you, Anna, you look lovely as well. In a very tactical sort of way.
I like him.
Right, well, I shall not keep you any further. I imagine you have a carriage out front to take. And he goes and he sits back down.
Well, it appears as though it's just going to be the three of us.
So it seems. Although, I don't suppose redheads are your type, considering you're already surrounded by two.
I shall do you the honor of allowing the two of you to escort me to the opera tonight.
All right. Probably best we get going then, rather than delay any further.
Yes, Gwen awaits us.
So, who are we meeting? or whatever at this opera.
Well,
I was gonna say, you guys forgot already?
no,
No, I was like,
we hadn't really had a discussion about how
That's
much we were
true.
gonna tell
Tell
or
her.
not
Well,
tell,
that's true. That's true.
but
And as
Well-
you're talking, you hear the horses clopping in this rhythmic way over the cobblestones, heading northward toward the Lightsinger Theater.
But the truth be told, we're not entirely certain who it is that we are meeting with, but we definitely would like you to use your expertise and your sharp eyes to keep anything or anyone that we don't want to meet away from us.
How am I supposed to know who you don't want to meet?
Let's put it this way. Read the crowd. If they look dangerous, let us know. If it looks like someone we can trust, let us know in that respect. If they look like someone to not even bother with, that will be of help too.
If they're coming at us with weapons drawn, we probably don't want to meet them.
Sorry. So, we're going to an opera that we might be in. What is going on?
It's not so much that we might be in trouble. We just don't know what to expect. All right. Kiara, I'm just going to tell her. There's no point in being so secretive about it. Look. You'll see these birds, and I would pull out my little bird note. We were given a message. We were told by this little birdie to go to the opera, to meet somebody, and that's all we know. We were given the tickets. There were 4 of them, so we invite you along. Honestly, I invited you along mostly because I wanted to see the look on your face when I told you to wear a dress, and it was worth it. But we honestly believe in your ability to help to keep us safe. You have proven to be very adept in the areas of your own expertise. Not that we can't take care of ourselves to a certain degree. But if we are to meet with this person, it would be good to have somebody watching our back.
Anna,
Do
I've
you
trusted you with my life before. Can I depend on you again?
Yeah, but I feel like there's something you're not telling me. And I like to know what I'm getting into before, you know.
I understand. We're looking at a potential partnership with someone who might be able to help us and us help him out. And as we all know, money is something of a necessity for us as well.
Who is him?
Mert.
I believe that was actually his name, not just a weird sound that she made. Mert.
You know him?
The name doesn't exactly ring a bell.
I think Anna would like to make an insight check just to see if she is still feeling this tension or if she is happy.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
That's an 11. So, well, all right. Whatever. I'll look for people who might look dangerous.
Basically, just canvass the place and do what you do naturally.
Well, mostly what you do naturally.
Yes, except for that one little trick of yours.
And
The one where you steal things.
you start to feel the carriage slow down. Looking out the window, you see this beautiful looking stone building, but it's like all done in smooth cut marble. Large, kind of large. It almost looks like a small castle or a manor house, and it extends kind of far out, almost touching the really like the kind of almost like right straight back into the castle ward. You see a bunch of people kind of coming in with their carriages, dropping off, and it is now your turn as the carriage kind of pulls up and stops. Gwen jumps down, opens up the door, bows. My ladies, my lord, the Light Singer Theatre. Enjoy your performance, I guess.
As I exit, I will hand Gwen one additional silver shard as a tip.
Ooh. And she snatches it up really quick. And you kind of see her like she palms it, and then her hand is like empty. Like it's like just a super quick palm, and she kind of like bows and kind of puts her hand out as she bows. Thank you, my lord.
Thank you, Gwen.
And then she closes up the door, hops in the carriage, and again snaps the reins, and the horses take off.
At this point, you're going to notice Kiara almost blanches for a minute, and there's a look of trepidation on her face as she's taking in the scope of everything.
I will put my large Maine Coon paws on each of your shoulders.
Before you can touch Anna, she looks at you. If you touch me, I will stick one of these daggers I have where they will see it, and you won't be able to get it out.
I place one of my giant Maine Coon...
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out. It's been great.
That's right. I just said giant Maine Coon. All right. And I'm not even drinking tonight. One of my giant Maine Coon paws on Kiara's shoulder, and I pull a hover hand over.
Oh gosh, not the dreaded hover hand.
Over. Well, I've been almost the target of these throwing knives before, and I believe her when she says what she'll do. So, so I do the hover hand, and I just look up at this spectacle. I am in my element. This is what this city is all about. The grandeur, the splendor,
The Freudian
the
slips.
opera.
As you walk up to the kind of you should hang your head in shame. As you walk up, you see an usher standing there in a kind of a rather nice doublet. He stops you, asks you to see your tickets. You present them. He says, "Oh my, yes. Here you are. You'll be seated, and please place your weapons, if you have any, off to the side. For you, Master Teknoaxe, your sword. If any of you are carrying any other weapons, please deposit them at the check counter directly inside. Thank you."
Well, I was hoping to not have to check this, but I will do so. I will find my way to the weapons check counter and check my sword belt in.
Well, you're carrying a lot like a rapier.
I was hoping it was going to come across as like a something normal that people would do,
like
going to
like
the
a
opera,
rapier?
wearing decorative swords and sabers and such.
Yeah, no, this is medieval fantasy.
I am a sword
video.
dancer after all.
Well, true, but generally in medieval fantasy. I mean, if someone's carrying a sword, it's you know, it's not really blunted or anything.
No, it is not.
No, it is not. It's
I'm
most
assuming
not.
that this is a conversation I'm having with the
with the arms
check.
check. Yeah, with the arms check. No, sir. I'm pretty sure that is not a theatrical piece. So if you kindly hand it over. Come on.
I don't resist at all. I just
all right.
I'm more talking, just talking myself up. I am 6 days until summer. A sword dancer. Perhaps you have heard of me.
No. And he kind of takes your sword and he hands you a stub. And he ties another stub to it. Next, please. And Kiara, he looks at you. Any arms, any weapons?
You're muted.
Oh, muted.
Where would I put them?
I don't know. That's not what I asked. I don't care about the logistics. I just wonder if you're carrying any weapons.
No.
Right. And so he turns and looks at you, Anna. Any weapons? Please turn them in here.
Don't got any.
Roll me a deception check. Yeah. I wasn't gonna let you walk out with that one.
I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder and I'm going to give her a blessing of the trickster, just in case she needs it.
Now wait, if memory serves me correctly, isn't blessing of the trickster for advantage on saving throws, or was that advantage on every check?
Advantage on any dexterity.
Okay, unfortunately, deception is...
No, I know, but just in case.
Okay, fair enough.
I got a 17.
He looks at you, he studies you for a moment. All right, then. Please go ahead. And you can tell that he's watching you the entire time that you're walking out. You're not even taking the next person. He is watching you. So you're ushed in. Could be a thing. As you're brought into your seats, and it's very nice actually. It's about fifth row from the symphony. It's very close to the main stage, kind of center. These are nice tickets, I think. Like I don't go to a lot of operas, so I'm sure someone's going to correct me somewhere. But I assume that it's close enough to seat it. I'm sure as you guys are kind of mumbling and stuff, I'm assuming at some point you guys are going to be looking for private box seat.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm absolutely trying to locate where this is. And I'm looking for anybody that looks like they'd be a Mert.
Okay. A Mert isn't a noun. It's
I have a preconceived notion of what a Mert would look like.
Fair.
Mert the person.
Oh yeah, somebody named Mert, what they would look like.
Okay. So yeah, you look around. Give me a quick investigation check, or even perception, either one.
Let's see.
You want all of us or just him?
Whoever wants to look.
A dirty 20 on perception.
Okay. How about the rest of you?
I got a 10.
Okay.
Perception?
Yep.
I don't think we actually told her about the specific box, did we?
No, but I'm assuming if one person starts looking around, generally in a group of people, everyone's going to start looking around. It's a group dynamic thing.
Excellent.
We also asked her to keep her eye out on things anyways.
That's also true.
She's more looking for anything suspicious, and I'm going to use my inspiration.
Besides us. Don't forget we have 4 domain dragons as well.
That is a 23.
Okay. So for the dirty 20, you do find private box B. You from where you're sitting though, it's very hard to see exactly who's in there because it's recessed. And as far as kind of strange or suspicious activities, even with that high of a roll, you don't really see anything. Everyone's kind of sitting around. You do see like a couple of people kind of looking in Six's direction, a couple of nobles, some in disdain, but you see one noble woman who is looking at Six in the way he's dressed, and she's smiling, and not in a condescending, I'm a jerk sort of way, but in a nice, like,
I
good.
assume they're all looking at me that way.
Well, yeah, I know it's a cat thing.
But I have terrible insight as well. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, no, not my insight. My intelligence isn't so great.
But again, that's who you see. So that's basically what you can see from all with that good of a roll. And Kiara, I mean, it's nice. It's pretty. Yeah, that's about it. You do manage to see someone running, like with a curtain drawn. You see someone like kind of running across the stage. That's about it. Probably a stagehand. And then the band or the orchestra like suddenly kind of like starts on this really kind of a melodramatic minor chord to kind of like bring everyone into the scene, and the curtains part, and you see this huge group of guards kind of like slowly marching forward. Anyway, and that's where we're going to take our break. We're just going to take about a 5-6 minute break while the opera goes on, because I'm not RPing an entire opera because my giant is awful. But what I am going to do is I'm going to run while I let these fine three people plug stuff. This time, plug stuff. So I hope everyone's having a great time and enjoying it. Thank you so much for willing to spend your time watching us play D&D. It's so awesome, and you're awesome. I just want to say thanks.
All right. V, why don't you go ahead and plug some stuff, including you should plug your newly acquired title.
Hello, I am V. I have the YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, where I show people how to make terrain and scatter and how to paint minis. I also have a group on Facebook, and I'm also part of the group on Facebook called the Tabletop Crafters Guild, where I am now one of the guild masters. And along with me, you have Scotty of the DM's Craft, you have Bill of Wylock's Armory, you have Gareth for the DMG Info, and you have Jeremy from Black Magic Crafts. So yes, that's something that just recently happened, much to my surprise. There's video on it on Facebook if you want to take a look at it. So that's what Jake is talking about right now. I'm also going to be at PAX Unplugged in a couple of weekends, and you can have the fun of taking a class with me. I'll show you how to make some scatter terrain, and I'm also going to be appearing with Realmsmith Friday. We're going to be painting a WizKids mini from 3 to 5, and then on Saturday I'm painting another WizKids mini with Game Trade Media from 2 to 3. So I'll be at PAX doing a lot of stuff.
Awesome. Megan, what about you? What good stuff you got going on?
Definitely not as exciting. But I'm Megan, and I am half the YouTube channel Dice on Ice. And the one thing is this Wednesday, there is a game with Jake coming up that he is actually going to be running. And it is a kind of a round robin GM game where there's 5 sessions, and each one of the players gets to become a GM. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see how this works.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. 5 people, 5 GMs, 5 stories, all interwoven. with mostly the same characters, but with us kind of as we swap out and doing it within the story. I think it's going to be very cool, and that's over on Dice on Ice. I do want to really quick for myself, I'm going to plug the Mini Terrain Domain Patreon. If you head over to patreon.com/Mini Terrain Domain, you can see the 4 levels of patronage and ways you can contribute to the Mini Terrain Domain brand, and full transparency over there as to what that patronage is going for to make improvements to the channel and to the stream to allow us to, I say us, me, but I say us because of people like Megan and V and Mike that join me multiple days each week to help us to bring such content to you with high production values and things like that. And there's a few pretty cool rewards over there. I just gave away the first PDF outline of an original one-shot that I ran recently. And that's going to continue to happen whenever I run an original one-shot. I will put it together as an outline and make that available to you to use in your own games if you're at the journey level or above. And for the second one, thing that I want to plug, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to, let's see, I'll drop the link. Nope, that is the word haberdasher that I apparently copied. So I'm going to run a promotional trailer again here to promote the Adventure Mixtape book that I co-authored with the Arcane Library, Burling's Beard, and Sharang Biswas. So while we take our break, watch this promo, and I'll drop the link in if you want to at least check it out and consider picking it up to run at your own games. We'll be back in just a few moments. Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is a collection of 4 adventures for the 5th edition of the world's most popular role-playing game. The adventures are setting neutral and meant to be seamlessly dropped into any world that has a large seaside city and a jungle environment. With a bit of adaptation, the environments could be changed to suit any group. In Treaty of the Tiger King by Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, a distant king arrives at the city to negotiate the peaceful end of a war, but the mercenary guild has other insidious plans for him. Will the players be able to thwart assassination attempts against King Rami and help him negotiate circles of social intrigue in order to finally end the war? In Madness of the Majestic Menagerie by Ken Brees of Burling's Beard, the famous Majestic Menagerie draws hordes of visitors to the metropolis and cultural hub known since time immemorial as Splendor by the Sea. But now the gates of the famous zoo have been shut, and the grand opening of the new section has been jeopardized by a spate of mysterious accidents and, it's whispered, grievous injuries due to uncontrollable creatures. Mr. Majestic seeks to hire investigators and troubleshooters who can keep a low profile to iron out any problems before the impending grand opening becomes a complete disaster. Do you have what it takes to uncover what's driving the madness that's befallen the Majestic Menagerie? In The Infernal Collection by Sharm Biswas, when an influential fashion designer is found dead days before a major fashion show, heroes are called in to solve the mystery, prevent any further destruction, and help the fashion house prepare for the show. Gorillas in Their Midst by Jacob W. Norman of Mini Terrain Domain is a pulp action adventure wrought with perilous challenges and high possibility of death. But what is adventure without danger? Of course, there is the lure of vast piles of unclaimed treasure and the accompanying fame that await those intrepid adventurers who would defy the odds and plunge into the heart of darkness. In this adventure, the characters will face raging river rapids, wicked waterfalls, poisonous plants, venomous vines, sinking sands, treacherous traps, and the vicious jungle demon itself, Awakane Gori. Grab your satchels, fedoras, and bullwhips. Adventure awaits. The Adventure Mixtape also comes with 4 original songs inspired by and written for the heroic adventures herein. This collection of music and story is something unique. We had no better word for it than mixtape. If you ever received a cassette, CD, or digital playlist curated to take you on a memorable journey, then you'll recognize what you find inside this volume. Also included in the Adventure Mixtape, courtesy of Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, are exclusive combat cards. Special cards that contain all of the items, monsters, and spellcasters found within these adventures to make running your adventure all the more easier. Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is available exclusively on drivethrurpg.com. And we're back.
We are. That's true. If we weren't here, we would be somewhere else. True story. All right. The characters on stage. This woman is knelt before this this man dressed in a kind of a noble's garb, a fake theatrical dagger in his chest with looks to be like strawberry jam or some type of fake blood or something. He's reaching out and she's clutched over him singing this kind of low, well, this kind of like a mid-range kind of guttural speech, but you can tell that she's very like emoting over what is happening, and you know, she's like tearing up, and even some of the audience who can speak giant, very few of them, you can see also some people are kind of dabbing at the corners of their eyes. She's pouring, like the singer seems to be pouring her heart out over it, and it's just then that she, as her head kind of forehead touches the forehead of this dead individual, or this individual who's died, the curtains kind of close, and you see now these kind of ever burning torches that were like dim to the point of just small pinpricks of light now kind of spark up and glow up, and as the kind of intermission happens. That was a great opera, man. That was the best RP I've ever done. So as everyone begins to stand up and kind of like go walk out to at least where the kind of a bar area or a place to get drinks, kind of a meeting area. A lot of you see a lot of nobles are just kind of mingling with each other. Like employees are walking around with trays of kind of cups of wine, like silver cups of wine and pewter tankards of ale for individuals to drink. You guys can make your way out, and you kind of see an area where the private, like kind of the stairs that lead up into the private area is. You see one individual kind of standing there, kind of, I guess, an employee who's kind of like a guard, who's guarding the nicer part of the theater, which is already stunningly beautiful. You can see now why it's one of the like nicest and most highest, you know, kind of highest class art venues in all of Waterdeep.
So it looks like the area leading back to the private boxes is guarded, you said?
Yeah, there's one individual standing there.
Perhaps you could find a way to distract that gentleman there, Anna.
Do we need to go up there? Did you see something?
Well, that is where Kiara and I need to go meet with this fellow.
Oh. All right. And she would she would take one of the things of the tankards of ale that's kind of being brought around, and she would take a huge big gulp of it as she's making her way to the stairs.
Anna, do that thing you do so well. And I am using a bardic inspiration as
nice.
I give you a little pep boost. So you get a 1d6 that you can add to an ability check.
Nice. That was
ability check, attack roll, or saving throw for the
Awesome.
next 10 minutes.
Anna's going to begin to start to stumble, just kind of sway a little bit. And she's going to kind of walk. Is the guard up at the top of the stairs or kind of at the base of the stairs.
He's at the base of the opening that leads up to the stairs.
She's gonna walk up like towards him, but she's gonna give him like this kind of goofy grin as much as she can, and she's gonna walk over to him and act like she's gonna put her hand on his shoulder, but she's gonna bump into him and pour her drink all over him.
Okay. All right, make me. You're definitely faking this. Make me a performance check. Let's see how convincing this is.
Well, inspired by the magnificent bard 6, you should do wonderfully.
That's a 1d4?
A 1d6 that you get to
Oh,
add.
1d6. All right. Okay, that is sorry.
That's all right.
So that is a 16.
Okay. Just give him a quick. And so he kind of like leans back as the entire contents go pouring down his doublet and his trousers, and he's like stops for a second.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Here, I'm such a clumsy nut. And she's gonna try and take one of her handkerchiefs and try and like mop it up.
No. It's okay. No. It's fine. It's fine. And he kind of motions, and you see another individual coming towards him. Excuse me, is there a problem here?
I just made such a mess of myself in this, gentleman. Do you need some water? Maybe we can go to the base. I'm just
it's okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
And she's like
sir,
leaning into him. She's like making sure she breathes on him so that he can just smell this alcohol.
It would appear that the lady has had some to drink, sir. Can I I guess there seems to be some type of a kind of a boss or some type of foreman looks and yes, of course. And he moves and quickly now do get changed because he starts walking with him, and you have a moment. What are the three of you going to do?
Now,
She
let us go.
Looks over.
All right. I'd like you to make me stealth checks, all three of you.
Ooh. I'm going to do something that I never, ever get to do. I'm going to use a domain die.
Ooh.
Nice.
Because that was not a very good stealth roll. That is better. 18.
Okay. And how about you?
Better than a 9.
And how about you, Anna? You got like a 59 or 87?
No, I
Disappeared
actually,
again.
despite my +7 to stealth. Oh, but I get
You have your advantage.
I have advantage. Okay, sorry, never mind.
Well,
While she's doing that, I got a 14.
Right on.
Okay, now I got a 24, so that's better.
There we go. That's more Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Even you don't even see Anna go up the stairs. For some reason, you thought she was behind you, and suddenly she's like 5 steps up above you.
as we're up the stairs, I turn to motion for her and see that she's not there.
So you all make your way up, and you see, like, you're going through and you see private box, private box A1, private box A2, and then you see private box B, and the next one is actually C1 and C2. What would you like to do? There's a curtain drawn over the entrance way into the private box.
So there's no C, just C1 and C2?
C1, C2, A1, A2, and then B.
Was it B or C that we were supposed to go to?
Let's see.
Well, let's see which one it is.
You get disadvantage now for like the rest of the campaign. That pun.
Do you want me to wait out just to make sure no one comes in?
Well, it wouldn't hurt to have some eyes on the outside while we go into the inside.
I'm going to poke my head through the curtain of C1.
And you, as you do, you kind of like look in. You see an older gentleman and an equally elderly woman sitting there. They seem to be talking, and neither one of them seems to notice you. They seem to be talking in hushed tones, but it seems to be kind of very much a rapid fire conversation.
I lean in real quickly to the older looking woman. Excuse me, are you Mert?
And you see her like kind of like look aghast for a moment, and then she looks you up and down, and then flicks her fan and get out. And the older gentleman stands up, and he grabs his cane and get out of here. It's not your box. And he begins to
Will I
swing.
never? And I quickly back out. This is not the box we are looking for.
Didn't sound like it.
She kind of looked like a Mert, to be honest.
Yes, well, clearly I don't think she liked being called such. Well, number 2 perhaps then.
Yes.
Would you rather I try this time?
Be my guest.
All right. So I'm going to just pull the curtain to the side a little bit and peek my head in. But
Right.
like not stick my head in.
Not a problem. I'm going to send you a bit of a private message.
I get a secret.
That wasn't disturbing at all.
Come play with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this is neither the time nor the place. Trust me.
And you hear a voice coming from behind the bee one. Oh, just come in. Oh, come on, you 3. You did not just sneak into this area for mirth and merriment.
Unless
Quickly
it was
now.
directed by Mert.
Yes, we'll enter.
And you see this is a very large balcony. You see one individual seated in what looks to be a very regal chair, and you see a few other very regal, lovely looking chairs as well. There's a box with a few like what looks to be like very beautiful inlaid brass viewing glasses, kind of all tucked in. And you see this gentleman is kind of dressed up in robes, but they don't appear to be like, he doesn't appear to be extreme finery or elegance. He seems to almost be in simple robes. He's sitting there. He's definitely an elderly gentleman. He's got kind of grayish, kind of ashy and white mixed hair. He seems to be sitting, kind of looking out at the he hasn't even like looked in your direction yet, but he's sitting there looking out into the crowd and out onto the stage, which is now covered up. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. Yes, I did say private box C, but you'll notice that things are never always what they seem, nor are answers always handed to you. Take a seat, please. Mistress Anna, Mistress Kiara, Master 6.
Yes, of
Good.
course.
Yes, good. Don't just stand there. Have a seat before the bloody thing starts up again. What did you think of the opera so far?
I've seen ones a little more entertaining.
Very true. Very true. Yes, the director decided to do the entire thing in giant. Unfortunately, Lady Cinnabar is absolutely terrible in her pronunciation of giant. It sounds more like two boulders making love than an actual proper speech, but
That's a kind
Got it.
way of putting it.
it's neither here nor there. But it's besides the point. I'm here to speak to you about something rather important. You two are a good sort. And Anna, I see in you a great deal of potential. Do you know what the most powerful thing, most powerful force in Waterdeep? Do you know what that is?
I would hazard to say that it is the nobility.
What would you think, Mistress Kiara?
Secrets.
And what about you, Mistress Anna?
I'm sorry, I wasn't really listening.
I bet. Well, Mistress Kiara, you'd be right. Secrets and information are the most powerful things. And to a lesser extent, Master Six, the nobility is powerful. However, it takes certain kinds of individuals to understand that power, if left unchecked, can be a threat to all of this city and destroy everything that we hold dear. Now, I'm not speaking of some bastard noble or some angry merchant who mistreats their servants or their hired help. I'm not speaking of something like that. I'm speaking of true and dangerous individuals that seek to undermine what Waterdeep stands for. Spies, assassins, thugs, these sorts of individuals are needed. I don't care what anyone says, they're not good nor evil. They are simply individuals with ambitions who decide at some point to put their own needs aside and think of more important things like the city that they reside in. You three seem like the very individuals that I could use to help further this goal. And I am asking you to be part of an organization that is extremely old. Older than the dragons, almost as old as this city. For as long as this city has stood, individuals in power have been kept in check, and checks and balances are the most important thing to keeping a city this size in order without ripping itself apart. Do you understand so far?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
And Anna, I assume you're listening at this point?
Yep.
Excellent. That being said, I wish the three of you to join, should you desire, to join an organization that you probably have heard of, known as the Harpers. And in all honesty, if not by like actual organization, but by name or by reputation, all three of you would have heard of the Harpers. They're known as spies, as agents. They're located all throughout Waterdeep. Many people are either, if they're not sympathetic to the Harpers, they're actual members of the Harpers. Wanted to give you this little challenge of meeting me in hopes that I could test your mettle, as it were. See if it was fit to forge. And, well, other than that little trick that I usually like to play on all potential recruits, I think that the three of you would do quite well. Isn't there a fourth one of you?
It is our good friend, Bevyn. He had other matters to attend to this evening.
I see. Right, well, you do not have to decide this evening. If you wish to join the Harpers, if you wish to join the Harpers right now, you most certainly can. But what I will do, and he reaches into his cloak and he pulls out a blank paper bird, hands it to you and says, If you so desire, simply write your name and then write yes beside it, and then whisper my name, Mert, into this bird, and it will come right back to me. But understand that I will try to make myself available to you should you decide to join. However, I'm very busy. I am an advisor to the Open Lady, Lady Laryl Silverhand, or Silma. You know what? There are too many names. I love Waterdeep Dragon Heist, but there are too many names that sound extremely close to each other. So I do apologize for that, but it's hard. It's so hard. So just to let you cats know, if you are doing something, try to do it in such a way that yeah. So it's Laryl Silverhand. Honestly, it's gonna kill me. And you would know her as the Open Lady or the Open Lord of all of Waterdeep. So she is the individual who is basically controlling or running the day-to-day operations. So, do you need some time to think, or do you wish to join?
Well, I for one would like to consider this decision.
As Kiara is saying that, I'm already about to say, of course. And then I let Kiara say the wiser words of let's wait.
All right. Well, should you decide, you are more than welcome. And once whoever amongst you wishes to join the Harpers, understand that if you do decide it, then you most certainly will be a part of it. And I already have a mission that is right up your alley. Figuratively speaking, of course. I mean, it's not actually in Troll Skull Alley, so it would make it that quick for you.
Would be preferable not to have to do it so close to home. Thank you for thinking of us, though. It is appreciated.
You're very welcome. If you wish to stay to listen to this butchery of an ancient language and song, and by all means, you return to your seat. And if not, then I wish you a fine evening.
I will bow deeply to Mert.
No. Save your pleasantries for those that actually deserve it. And I don't mean nobles either.
Well, we should go. We will definitely need to discuss this with Bevyn.
Agreed, and I'd rather not stay for the rest of this. It already is tragic in the wrong way as it is.
Yes, I agree.
Anna's
she
the
kind of
happiest. Anna's so happy. No more opera. It's great.
She turns, why us? Seems a bit odd, don't you think? From our... I assume you know quite a bit about us. It's very odd.
Actually, I know more about the three of you than either one of you wishes to let each other know. The Hoppers know much.
That is comforting.
Take it as you will.
But like I said, why us?
You saved the life of an influential Hopper. And if Renair says that you're a good bet, as was stated in the note that you did not receive, then I will put my faith in that. And you will find that membership in the Hoppers is a and be a very mutually beneficial thing.
I'm guessing then, you know, Bev and I, you know what we do. I'm a little hesitant, if you don't mind me saying.
Well, let me put it to you this way. At some point in time, you're going to come across another thimble. Now, you may choose to take that thimble again, or you may choose to leave that thimble as it is. And yes, I know all about the thimble. The hopper's reach is very, very long. Now, as it is with the hoppers, sometimes your friends are not there to help you. Sometimes you must do things on your own, and you must give yourself a very hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, is that thimble truly worth taking if it means taking someone who needs that thimble's own livelihood away from them? And if the answer to that question for you is, well, apathy, then maybe, just maybe, I made a mistake, although that is something I am not wont to do. Maybe you should consider that if other people begin to believe in you, young Mistress Anna, that perhaps you can be more, much more than not only your sake, but your family's namesake as well. Good evening. And he kind of just turns and looks back as the lights start to dim again, and the stage, the curtains begin to draw back.
I will hold the curtain open for Kiara and Anna as we exit the private box.
Don't. All right. So as you walk out, you kind of go back into the main area. It's now empty. Everyone's back in watching the opera. How unfortunate for them. And you walk back out into the street, and if you're following along with the Waterdeep interactive map, which I cannot thank the person who made this enough. You're the greatest. As you walk out, you are now on a main strip called Bazaar Street. Right in front of you, as you look ahead, you see a large clustered group of buildings with this kind of a large opening, and it's basically a big like two massive posts, and this kind of a wooden sign that's kind of like curved down. It just says the market across it. At this point in time, it's approximately 8:30, 9 o'clock in the evening.
We are going to join this organization, are we not?
We do have a discussion to have with another person by the name of Silvermane. Perhaps best to hear both sides and see what it is he had in mind as well.
Also, the guy was a twat. He's supposed to be part of this.
He may not have the best delivery, but the Hoppers do have a very strong reputation.
Twat or not, the Hoppers are an incredibly old and renowned organization. Did you know that many entertainers before me have used their status as an entertainer as a sort of front for their involvement in cloak and dagger operations, whispers and secrets? Some of them, I am certain, are harpers.
So what? You want to be held down? Held down by this super mysterious organization?
Or perhaps held up by an ancient order.
I don't know. I think it sounds like hogwash.
Sometimes being independent can have its pitfalls. It never hurts to have someone behind you at times.
Being alone is all you'll ever be.
But you're not alone, Anna. You haven't been alone for a few days.
Am I not? All right. Look, all I'm saying, I don't want people round every corner in the shadows looking at what I do,
But what if...
keeping track of me.
But
They're doing it anyways.
What if we are those people in the shadows? We are the ones who are keeping track of what others are doing. Learning their
what?
secrets.
You do
And-
something wrong. You do something that you think is right. No one else does. Part of the harbors. And you get killed for it.
Is that not just as likely to happen when you're off on your solo missions?
I think you got more of a chance by yourself.
Why are you scared of this?
I'm not scared of it. I just don't.
I'm
People
not
who
going to
know
be
that much about you, they have control over you. I'm sure there are things that you would not tell anyone. Isn't that right, Kiara?
We all have our
6.
secrets. We
Exactly.
all have things we don't want to share, but quite frankly, they already know them.
Yes, but they don't care. They don't care where we come from, what we done, or else they would have done something about it.
And because
Why?
of that, should any of these secrets come to surface, we'd have people behind us.
Maybe not. Depends on what secrets you got. Imagine having an employer, right, who knows everything about you. That would be horrible. You couldn't do anything. Nothing. You'd always be seen as a bad guy. And she just kind of like, do what you want.
No decisions being made. Thoughts can certainly be entertained. Decisions can be delayed. All I'm saying is just think about how your talents might actually be put to some very good use with this group. But I'm not going to be the one to force you. I'm not going to be the one to manipulate you. I'm not going to be the one to make you live a lifestyle you never wanted for yourself in the first place. That's something I will never do to anyone else.
You may think that you would do better on your own. But we were all there in the warehouse when those birds attacked. Do you think you would have gotten through that all by yourself, Anna? I don't think any of us would have made it through that on our own. You
Right.
keep going on about being afraid of the secrets that other people know, and that you would be looked at as a bad guy. But it is your very secrets and your dark skills that have served you well. And did Mert not say, thieves, assassins, and spies, they are necessary? You have already been told that there is a place for you. I have seen the benefit of having you around these last few days. Do you know why I give you so much trouble, Anna? I don't know why it is, but for some reason, I have taken a liking to you. Right off the bat. You challenge me. I like this. But you know what I don't like? You right now. You are very selfish, Anna. This does not make me happy. And I
I'm
turn
not
and walk
saying you
away.
can't. And Anna walks in the opposite direction.
I imagine as you kind of huff that I also do the same thing at the same time as we have our backs together. Just,
What are you doing, Kiara? Besides being muted.
Sorry, the cats are making noises. I'm probably smiling at this point.
Fair enough. Now, are you guys going? So, okay, are you all going to head back to the Nobody's Inn? That really rolls off the tongue. Totally does. And if you are going to all head back, are you going to take a carriage? Are you going to walk?
I need to go back to the stupid, whatever the thing is called, the light singer. I suddenly feel very naked in the streets without my sword belt.
No, I'm gonna assume that you got your weapon. Yeah, I'm not gonna be that DM is like, well, if you didn't say it,
It's not gonna be Dice leaving his staff behind.
No, I'm not gonna play that game.
That's a deep cut, deep provoker's cut there.
That was yeah.
No, I think I would absolutely intend to walk. Probably walking. I would probably not take the high road. I would probably slip up to Soldown Street and just try working my way northward as best I remember to Sardoun Street. Which at this point, if I'm not mistaken, is about 20 to 30 minutes away. Assuming I don't get lost on the way.
It'll actually take you 18 minutes to go from the Light Singer Theater all the way up to like going up Soldown Street to Sardown Street. Damn you! And then kind of making your way in. So yeah, it'd probably take you about around 20 minutes.
Well, that depends. Are there any taverns along the way?
There actually aren't. Surprisingly.
No, there isn't actually. I'd have to go out of my way to find a tavern, and I don't think I would.
You would, yeah.
No, I think I would more or less try. I know I need to move northward. I know more or less where I'm going. So yeah, I think I would just take primarily Soldown, and then when it curves north along
it's like Whalegond.
Whalegond.
Whalegond Way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should make this a play-by-post game from now on. You can't be trusted. Yeah, and as you take the 18, 20 minutes to kind of cool off. How about you two, Kiara and Anna? Would you guys be together? Take a carriage back, or what would you like to do?
Well, is Anna even visible anymore? Because she's good at disappearing in her huffs.
Yeah, no, she's she's visible. I think she would like go that way, and then she just kind of like side. Going back to the inn.
Better walk together.
All right.
You two are gonna walk
Down the high road. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the two of you will walk down the high road, and that will probably take around the same time. Just going to double check with distance. I love the fact that there's an actual distance. That's just fantastic. Yeah, it actually takes you a couple of minutes faster to get up there, taking the high road. It's well paved. It's really wide open. It's very well lit. And now as for you, 6, I'd like you to roll me a D100.
Ooh.
I know.
Ruh-roh.
Prosabri.
92.
Give me a quick sec here. Okay. As you're walking, you know, it seems kind of, you know, it is getting kind of dark, but lights are kind of like being lit, not as much as the high road, which has like tons of light. You're actually able to not only make great time, but as you're walking, roll me a d10.
That's a 10.
Sweet. As you're walking and as you're getting onto Saredown Street, as you're going up like Whalegond, just before you make that turn, you just happen to look down and you catch a glint of a shiny thing. And being a cat, you know, that's what you do. You find a platinum sun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So one of these.
One of those. That is correct. So you just find this very lovely platinum piece kind of on the ground. I would assume you pick it up.
I absolutely would pick it up.
All right. And now I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. No, I'm just kidding. It's all
I was
you.
100% prepared for that.
So as you kind of look at it, it's, you know, someone dropped it foolishly, but their foolishness is your gain. So
Is it sun side or dragon side up, or is it the other side? Heads or tails?
I don't know. Hang on. 1 to 3, it's tails. 4 to 6, it's heads. It is tails.
I, being a tabaxi, having a tail, view tails as being extremely lucky.
That
I, being
is
a tabaxi who
ridiculous.
has a head, also believes heads to be very lucky.
That is also fairly legit. We'll see by the end of this campaign whether your head is still attached. But, you know. So you, as you go in, you two have already gone back in to go up to the front door, at least to your home. And, you know, all seems well. The lamps are lit. And like small, like oil lamps, like little sconces have been lit around the different areas.
In the house.
Yeah, in the house.
I'm gonna like put my arm in front of Anna before we go in. I don't recall preparing the house before leaving to be lit.
Maybe Bev's back?
Would Bev actually light the house up like this, though?
Maybe not.
I'm gonna lift up my skirt and pull out a dagger.
All right then. Okay, you are armed.
To be safe, let's just be a little bit prepared.
Yeah. And Anna would also pull out just a dagger and slowly hold the door.
Well, keep in mind the door was locked, so it means you unlocked it and walked into into your home at the into the common room. Like there's like sconces, wall sconces lit up, like it's lit up nicely, divans and everything else. Everything's dusted and cleaned. There's actually a small fire going in the double fireplace in between the den and the common room. Yeah, that's what you see. And the door to the den in the common room and the door into the hallway to go up the stairs to the third floor are both closed.
Well, I think it's all right.
You don't know anyone who would actually light a fire if they were trying to case a place, would you?
Not unless they're stupid.
My thoughts exactly. Maybe we should just stick together a little bit and sort of look around.
And it's about at this time, Six, that you end up trundling up the stairs and in.
I would walk in, and I think I am actually not only am I no longer mad at Anna, I don't really remember being mad at her. I don't hold on to grudges very long, but I don't want her. I want her to think that I'm a little annoyed. And so I do the typical cat thing where I walk in and I probably, honestly, let me see something. No, I don't even notice that they have weapons drawn. As I walk in and I walk towards Anna and get right up to her and just kind of walk around her and start moving for the door that leads up to the next, the door that leads to the, I guess
Third
across
floor.
the way to the, to the hall.
To the hall, third floor stairwell. Okay.
Well, actually, no.
No.
Because Anna seems to have claimed that room in the attic. I think I'm going to walk through the hall to the other side. To the spare room.
Okay.
And then, assuming my plan is if I make it there, that I realize there's no door through to the bedroom. And so, is there a fire lit in there?
No, you don't see one lit. Although wall sconces again, there is a cot in the spare room. Seems to be like a small cot, and just like a small bookshelf.
My goal was actually to go into the bedroom.
Sure, you can crawl through the
but
fireplace.
I went the wrong way, so I'm going to do what I've already done once before and crawl through the fireplace. I'm more or less claiming the bedroom and the spare room as my own for now.
That's fair. Yeah. You crawl in there and you see that the bed is turned down. And as you crawl in through, there's light sconces that are lit up in here, and a fire starts in the fireplace.
Wait, a fire just starts?
Yeah, like as soon as you walk through it, as soon as you crawl through it, a fire just kind of not a raging inferno, but a nice little.
But without being lit, a fire just started.
Yes.
I look over at the fire. I continue walking through the room to the door to that long hall, down through the long hall into the den, around back to the common room where Anna and Kiara are, and kind of look around the whole time, looking at all the lights lit. And then I look at them and say, there is something very strange going on here.
You just noticed. And I'm going to like waggle my dagger. So you came in after us. You didn't do all this preparation?
I don't think even these lights were lit when we left. And
They weren't.
I just went into the fireplace, and after I went through it, it lit all by itself. That does not seem normal.
No, it's safe to say it's not, no.
I mean, I have heard of magical fireplaces and such, and magical fires, and even I can occasionally prestidigitate a little. I snap my fingers and make just the tiniest little, like, magician's flame. But not like this.
Almost as if it were servants taking care of the home before the Lord and Master came home.
Do we have servants?
I most certainly didn't hire anyone. Did you?
I did not. Where is... Ah, it must be Bevyn. Bevyn must be back up in the library, perhaps.
I'm going to look at Anna and
Bevyn
just smirk.
lit the fire that you were in an empty room.
Most invisible.
I don't acknowledge, Anna.
Think of it logically, Six. Wouldn't you have seen Bevyn light the fire? Wouldn't you have seen Bevyn?
Be honest, Kiara. Half the time we don't see Bevyn do anything.
Bevyn does much, even when he's not being seen.
What, did you hear that?
What did you hear?
Bevyn must be here. And, Anna would kind of go upstairs. Those footsteps?
But it's clearly Bevyn is here.
I'm following after Anna at this point.
Anna would make her way to the study area where she heard the footsteps.
Okay, so as you all ascend the steps, you see wall sconces on, just enough to light the rooms and whatnot, and you see the study door is slightly ajar.
Anna, with her rapier in hand, would just kind of not kick the door open, but just kind of push it open with her foot.
And as it opens up, you see the library and the study and bookshelves lining it, and a few small couches to sit on. You see a book that perhaps Bevyn was reading, maybe, is kind of like opened onto a small little end table. There's a desk in the corner near the window, and that's what you see.
Must have been creaks in the house.
Peculiar.
I'm going to go walk into my own room just to see how it looks.
Sure, not a problem. As you head over to into your bedroom, once again, you see the beautiful fireplace. The bed that you had woken up in has now been, all the sheets have been folded. Everything has been kind of tied down. There's a fire going in the fireplace, and
I'm going to take a piece of paper out and write hello with a question mark on it and place it next to the bed.
Okay. You do that?
I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave the room and go back to the others.
Sure. As you leave, you go back. And then as far as the rest of you, what are the other two of you doing?
Well, when Kiara left, that left me and Anna standing there in the study. I would look at Anna. I would walk up to her, and making a point of not touching her, I would move around her out into the hall and go downstairs to my room.
Okay.
You can hear Anna's eye roll.
All right. So as you head down, you head downstairs. Everything still going. You go down the proper hallway this time, and you go into bed. And I don't know. You do what cats do. Give yourself a bath for like 40 minutes. I don't know.
I'm going to very carefully take off my wonderful crushed blue velvet pantaloons, tails, coat, gold vest, all of that, and carefully hang it in a wardrobe. Because I will need this finery again someday, I'm sure.
Fair, I think. So yeah, as you hang it up, and I guess what, you gonna go to bed or
yeah,
you just gonna okay. So yeah, you hop in. As you hop in, the wall sconces kind of begin to dim a fair bit, and then as your eyes like begin to flutter close, they kind of go out. What about you, Kiara? So now it's just you and Anna left.
And we're still in the study?
Well, I assumed you walked out from the bedroom and rejoined the others. So yeah.
I'm going to start looking at the books for like magical creatures and stuff to see if there's anything like that.
Sure. Make me an investigation check. What about you, Anna? What are you planning on doing?
Anna's just kind of leaning on the desk.
Yeah, that's no good. That's a 7.
Yeah, I mean, you don't, having a look around, you don't see any magical creatures or anything that would seem like there's no book mimics or bookcase mimics or, anything to that effect that is trying to like actively pursue you and consume you.
No, I meant like books about magical creatures.
Oh, I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, with the 7, actually, yeah. You find a copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters. You find a couple of copies of the the mating habits of the great northern bugbear. I would not suggest reading that.
No.
It's pretty gross. You do see you do have a couple of books on the biology and life cycle of the Great Plains Boule. A compendium on dragons and a history of them regarding Waterdeep. So there's quite a few books. Is there one in particular you're looking for?
I'm like, my curiosity's piqued, like that there's like some sort of magical creature that does things in a household type of thing.
V?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a Dobby.
Aw.
I know. I'm sorry. But you don't get a Dobby. All right. What about you, Anna? You're just going to sit there and hang out?
Anna's just kind of watching Kiara.
Okay. Then Kiara, that's basically what you kind of.
You're watching, what are you thinking?
I'm just wondering.
About?
You're all proper like. I was just, how do you, and then she just stops. Her eyes go wide, face pale. She shakes her head. I don't like this damn place.
I'm starting to get a little uneasy myself. What were you going to ask though? How do I what?
And she's just kind of, you can see that her mind is just somewhere else. I gotta go visit a friend. Don't wait up. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. She would.
Let 6 know. That's all I ask.
You let 6 know. He wasn't going to talk to me.
He won't listen to me when it comes to you. Don't expect him to respond, but at least let him know.
Yeah, fine. See you tomorrow.
All right.
And she'd walk out.
Like out of the house.
Out of the study, and she would go to Six's room just outside.
And as you head down into like kind of the hall, you see now as soon as you walk into the hall area, all the wall sconces go out, and it's pitch black.
Damn place.
Now you have dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you can still see everything, but it's kind of one of those, like, you're going from like light to dark vision, so it's kind of a jolt to your senses.
Yeah. So she would go quickly, like almost jogging down to where Six's room is.
Now, you're going to go through the spare room, or you're going to go through the common room, the den, down the hallway to where the door to his bedroom is?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you go that way? Okay.
Yeah.
And as soon as you open the door to the common room, just all the sconces just wink out. Even the fire that was kind of like in the fireplace, like it just seems like there's a vacuum. And it just winks out. Opening the door through there, you go over to the door into the hallway, and the door won't open. It seems like it's locked, or it just won't open.
She just throws up her hands. Her heart is beating. Her breath is short, and she's just gonna fuck this, and she's just gonna get out.
Okay. And as you go to the, so you go in, you go on, you go to like walk out of the front door, and the door won't budge. And now all of you hear just this kind of whisper, and it seems to be like one of those things just at the edge of your earshot. And you just hear this. No. Murderers, no. And that's where we're going to end our session.
Alrighty.
You brat.
Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great time. I had a great time of mentally torturing these players for at least a few hours. And I'm happy that they willingly keep coming back every Monday to allow me to willingly torture them for a couple of hours. I had a great time, and I am so thankful to be lucky to play in a game with such great players. Unfortunately, as you see, that we were unfortunately down a player, but luckily, him and I already talked about it, and he knows what he's going to see or what he's going to be involved in when he comes back in next Monday. Very exciting. Oh, unless now you'll have to forgive me because I can't remember, when is American Thanksgiving?
It is next week, Thursday. So we will be having.
Okay.
We will be having this game next week, Monday.
All right. Perfect. Excellent. I didn't know because sometimes holidays it's a.
No, we should be barring any absences or anything, personal absences or anything like that. We should be good until the week of Christmas and the week of New Year. We'll end up taking a couple week hiatus because I will be out of state during that time. And it's the holidays, it's Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so other than that, we should be able to run as per usual.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys. I'll let you guys do all of your outros. I'll just quickly rattle through mine. Thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun. I had a great time, and I'm gonna go enjoy these Reese's Pieces because I made the mistake of trying to eat some Reese's Pieces before, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't be eating while I'm playing this. Not cool. But now I can. Exactly. Yes. Thanks for tuning in. Check out all these awesome people because they're awesome. And that's it.
All right, Megan.
Not unmute myself.
I thought you were just going to sit there and go like this.
She's still in method mode.
I love this game so far. It is so cool. This game is amazing. So I'm so happy to be a part of it. Such an awesome DM and players, and it's just it's so much fun. I look forward to Mondays. So
V.
No, this is fun. I like the whole sandbox aspect where it's like, we're going to go buy clothes. It's pretty cool to be able to do it like this. So I'm enjoying it. It's a good thing.
I really like the change of pace. I DM so much. This is really. I mean, I have a home game that Dwight was the DM of for 3 or 4 years. We recently switched DMs, but we only get together every couple months. And it's probably been a good 3 or 4 months since we've played our regular campaign. Just because of it's so hard to get people together for real world games. So this is my only regular campaign that I am a player in. And to start at first level and just get to riff off of the players in a way that it's weirdly refreshing to not know what the heck is going on and just react to the world around you. Because I love doing that as a DM, playing all the different NPCs and twisting the narrative and stuff like that. But this, I get to learn about the characters and my own character as we experience the world around us. And I love that Mike is running this. Mike is really good at running these kind of open world games. He takes copious notes and has so much preparation going on, which is greatly to our benefit. So, I really like I like being surprised by my own character. Even like the interaction with Six and Anna tonight. It's not something you plan for. It just kind of happens as things unfold. So
yeah, I will say that it is a lot. Like at the end of this campaign, when it's over, I'll link you to the Trello if you want to see all the prep and notes and everything else. And it's just this huge web. It's like that meme with the guy from what was it? Is it Always Sunny? I think it's Always Sunny, where he's doing all like the crazy, like pin boards, and he's just but yeah, it's there's a lot of it. And a lot of it has to do, and again, why this campaign is so good is the multitude of villains or antagonists in this book. It allows you to add more to your backstory or to characters' backstory. So as a DM, you can take some of the villains in here and make them part of your players' backstories. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. And I mean, you can also add your own. They give you enough in there that you can follow along, or you can branch off. And so, right now we may or may not be branching off a bit. Who knows? I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to let you suffer.
Of course you're not.
All of you suffer.
Well,
suffer.
It's incredibly exciting to be able to do that. And one of the really cool things about having such an open city, and my understanding, because this is actually so far the only one of the D&D campaign settings that I haven't already purchased and read thoroughly because of, not wanting to spoil things. But I understand that there is such an open city. There's a lot of variances to the way the game can be run and a lot of opportunity for side quests. So you can, pick up something like the Adventure Mixtape on Drive-Thru RPG, which has 4 adventures that can be dropped right into a Waterdeep campaign as side quests. or even in your Chult campaign. My adventure, Gorillas in Their Midst, sets the players out in the jungle. But Kelsey Dion's Arcane Library adventure and Sharang Biswas's The Infernal Collection both take place within the city itself, and can function as side quests. In fact, Castle Mac just ran last night, I believe. They are running Treaty of the Tiger King as part of their Waterdeep campaign.
Cool.
I only glimpsed just a tiny little bit of it because I know they're watching Waterdeep, and it pains me that I can't watch their campaign games. But I don't want to risk having things spoiled because they've been running it for, I believe, 9 episodes now. And Castle Mac was here earlier tonight. I don't know if he's still listening in. But I did. I want to see if it's been clipped. If not, I want to clip it at the very end. They kind of promote the adventure mixtape. And they had kind of a fun little song thing they were doing. So, but anyway, yeah, check that out. We ran the trailer at the beginning and at the break. We will be, Megan and I will be over on the Dice on Ice RPG channel, YouTube channel on Wednesday, where I will be GMing a unique new mini campaign series that we'll be running over there, along with wow, I just blanked on the players. Megan and I guess
Connor and Taylor.
There you go.
And Drake.
Yes, Connor, Taylor, and Drake. Mom's the Nerd, RPG Construct, and the other half of Dice on Ice. And then on Thursday, you can see me, Megan, V, and Jeremy. Scotty will not be with us, so I got to figure out what we're gonna do. I think we're just gonna be running some kind of one shot in place of the Sunless Citadel, because I can't imagine going on without Griveth there. Griveth, who has officially been named the Knight of Smite, as his former wrestling name. So tune in for that. And of course, on Sundays, we have our usual Chult of Personality. We just had episode 32. Subscribe to Mini Terrain Domain on YouTube. Follow and subscribe on Twitch to keep up to date on everything going on. I did check just a little bit ago. We are at just over 8,500 subs on YouTube, which means we are less than 500 subs away from the 10,000 subscriber giveaway announcement. The announcement will be made at 9,000 subs. And once I hit that 9,000 subs, I will announce this awesome giveaway. And we'll actually show some pictures and stuff of what it is I will be giving away when we make that push to 10,000 subscribers on Mini Terrain Domain. So I hope you can be a part of that. Thank you, Mike, for being such an amazing DM. Thank you, V and Megan and Dwight, who was with us in spirit. And we will say our goodbyes now. We're going to end this stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.
Mete.